What's up, YouTube? This is my 2002 Chevy Silverado, and you can see it's got the extended cab. And today I wanted to talk about why I like extended cabs, because not everyone does, and I want to show you what I like about them. So in the early days of pickup trucks, all you had was regular cabs with two doors and a bench seat usually. And after a while, some of the bigger one-ton trucks could have an option of a crew cab, and most of those had an 8-foot bed behind it, so a very long truck. And then in the late 80s, GM started doing their extended cabs, and that's kind of in the middle. You can see there's a back seat, but it's not going to be full size, so you can get people in there. It's just not going to be as comfortable as a sedan or a crew cab pickup. But I'll show you the first thing that I really like about these cabs. So when you look at the bed, this is not just a 5-foot short bed, it's what you would now call a medium-sized 6.5 foot. So that means I can haul a variety of things, including a mountain bike, queen-size mattress. Could almost fit a piece of plywood in there. I would still have to drop the tailgate, but it would only hang off about 1.5 feet from the back. And I could also fit an ATV in here depending on the model. Some of them might stick out a little bit, but others might fully fit with the tailgate closed. So let me show you inside. To open the back, you first have to open the front door on these Chevys, and then it has a hidden handle right here for the back. And this opens opposite to the front doors. They would call it a suicide door. And that does compromise the cab's rigidity to an extent, but I like the way it looks when it's all closed up. It's nice and sleek without the rear door handles exposed. And the access you get, there's no partition or pillar in the way of your feet when you're getting in, and it's easier to fit large items with the seats folded up like this. And you simply pull this handle to lift it down, and there you have it, the whole back seat. So these seats are adjusted for my height. I'm 6 feet tall, and I'll show you I can still fit in behind. It is a little bit cramped, I'll say, but it's not impossible. It's a lot better than a pony car like a Mustang or a Camaro. Then when you close it up, you have your own little cozy space. It's sort of like a coupe for a truck. And this does have speakers in the back, cup holders. It would be nice if the windows would roll down like the front do. All you can do is crack them, kind of like the back of a minivan. But if you look at a 2007 to 13 Silverado, they actually added that roll down window in the back, and I thought that was really good. So when you're exiting the back seat of these things, you do have to wait for the front passenger to open the door first. That does get to be a little bit of a pain, but that is one of the trade-offs with these cabs. And if you look at a 2014 and up Silverado, they actually changed it so all of the doors open independently, but the trade-off is having that B-pillar right here in the way of your feet when you're getting out. I like to keep my back seats folded up most of the time, and that's great for my dog. She can jump right up here and have her own little spot to curl up in while I'm taking her for rides. I've even carried 2 dogs in here a couple times, and while it gets a little bit crowded, it's definitely doable for dog park runs. Another thing I really want to point out is the climate control. So right now it's kind of warm outside and it gets hot inside the truck, but being a smaller space, it doesn't take as long to cool with the air conditioning. And the same goes for the heat in the winter. When it gets really cold outside, a bigger cab like a mega cab or an SUV, it kind of takes forever to heat up. But in this smaller space, it's a lot quicker and easier to get it warmed up. So if you look at the way I have my seat, it actually goes pretty far back here, and having this space behind it really helps so I can stretch out. Because I know the regular cabs still have a pretty good amount of room, but there's a limit to how much you can recline your seat and put it back. And then if you ever want to do subwoofers, there's plenty of room under the back seats to do that. And also, if you're sleeping in your vehicle, taking a road trip, you want to save on hotels, there is just enough room that you can make that work. When they made this truck in 2002, there really was no option for a crew cab on a 1500 unless you got the 1500 HD. And that is more or less 2500 renamed, so they could have best-in-class towing, cab, all that stuff. And that actually had a 6-foot bed, which I really like. But for the regular 1500s that have the 5.3, the 6-lug wheels, it wasn't until 2004 that you could actually get a crew cab. But then you had to get a 5-foot bed. And they didn't change this until 2014 when they added an option to get a crew cab and have a 6-foot bed. So I think that was a really smart thing they did, really accommodating to certain buyers. And if I was buying a new half-ton truck today, that's probably what I would go with. So I may have an unpopular opinion on this, but that's part of why I wanted to make this video. I always liked how these extended cabs looked with the sleek back doors and the balanced proportions. I like having a bed that I can use without having a truck that's so long that I can't turn it around. Most of the newer half-tons that I see have the crew cab with the 5-foot bed, so while it's still a maneuverable truck, I don't think it's a very usable truck beyond just hauling people. So let me know what you want to see next. Check out my other videos on this truck and stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching.